Hey everybody, Omega Alden plays Civilization 6 Gathering Storm continues with our Sondok of Korea playthrough where we are at war with Persia and Tamiris at the same time. Tamiris is just over here. So if we go through Persia, which we will, we could move directly in and start messing with Scythia as well, which I think is a reasonable course of action for us at the present juncture. What else is happening? So all this began because we eliminated France from playoff contention, and the world was not too thrilled with that. We're building a spaceport in our capital. I was reminded that there is an achievo, some sort of achievement for placing a spaceport next to a Seiwon. I think it's something about like a course in astrophysics or something. That's the achievement name. I know this place has a high amount of production, so I was thinking maybe that might be reasonable. Our capital's got 68, you have 40 in Gwangju. We could potentially... No, we can't drop one out here, unfortunately. I'm not sure if there's a spot where we can have a high production city make it, but I'm on the lookout for some place to just send on a spaceport adventure. So if we see somebody who has a spot for it, but also has a decent amount of production, we might just put them on that mission, because I don't remember if I picked up that achievement along the way, but it seems like it should be pretty easy for us to snag regardless without going out of the way, really. And I'm all about that. So, no sir. Harald, you gotta come at me with legitimate deals if you're looking for anything great to happen here. Lautaro, he's coming at me with at least a reasonable offer. It's not a great offer, but because of what we just saw, I gotta go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt and just agree to those terms. I know it's not a good deal. I know we could have just laughed at him, but I'm gonna go ahead and like I said, give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to make any sort of operation better. I would like to instead make I don't know. Let's make it so you can't sabotage production. And obviously I can't spend any extra money on any of these. So we're putting 1 point into various things. And we'll see what happens. World's Fair. We can do the World's Fair. Obviously. But we don't have the favor to get anything accomplished along those. So Fabricate Scandal is two levels higher. I generate more grievances. Okay, whatever. Norway's getting extra victory points. That's fair as well. And then the World's Fair has begun. I probably deserve for them to have scorned me, so I don't want to admit that, but it is the truth. Some of these things, like this whole thing earlier, started with other people's aggressions. It was not by my hand that the Incan people had to be destroyed. They brought the fight to me. I defended my people and brought it back to them so that my people would never have to fight ever again in their home territory. So that was on them. And then we had our friend Harald come in here and instigate and cause problems, and he had to be dealt with. It wasn't until the age of French tourism came through that we had to put ourselves as the aggressor out there, and we did so with heavy hearts. Because we are a peaceful Korean nation, and we want the world to remember that and treat us with respect. You don't have any buddies. This guy has an army. So you should be cautious, but I'm still feeling safe in this general region. There's also a Persian capital with 2 turns until it flips back to Persia, apparently. We might be able to actually get this within that allotted timeline. I don't know, actually, now that I look at it. Can we do it? Perhaps. I'm gonna try to get it accomplished. I would like them to join us instead of joining Persia once again. So I'm sending my tank army down. We're gonna shell it with artillery. And that's gonna be maybe enough. I'm guessing it's not gonna be enough, but we'll see. Excuse me. My throat is not pleased right now. It happens. It's been a long day. It's an interesting time right now. There's a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while that are visiting the region. Mostly, you know, former coworkers or acquaintances via work in some manner. Got people visiting this week. We got people visiting next week, including a friend who happened to go out to Japan and live there, which is still crazy to me. Maybe one day he'll actually return to us here, but I hope he's having a good time out there. Anyway, we get to see him next week, which is cool. It's one of those things. It's just you don't see people for a while, and then it seems like it all clusters together, and you've got like a busy period of lots of things happening, and then it'll go quiet again for a while, I'm sure. And then, you know, who knows what the next thing will be, where you hit the busyness, the period of busyness. So I want to block and protect like this region, which I think the commercial hub makes the most sense for that.
Like some magistrate, Crone.
I just want to keep my district safe if possible. I think that makes the most sense. Let's take a look at how the World's Fair is trending. Now that a couple turns have passed, just to see if we need to do anything outrageous. I'm guessing we're placing pretty high on here. Yeah. We're more than double Harald's position, and we haven't put anything special into it, which that's exactly where I want to be. All right, I would like to pick up this. I don't think we can pick up the free city builder and still capture this, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna capture the city. Gonna make it mine. Easy peasy. Let's get you healed. And yeah. We're able to destroy Persia with relative ease. There is a city down here. For some reason I didn't even think that this was a possibility of there being a city down here. So let's send our infantry to go check it out. Maybe we'll capture that before we move on westward. You don't have a place for a Seiwan. I don't know if the achievement has to be in the same city. I think you just have to have a Seiwan next to a spaceport. So there is possibility for that to happen. Although a lot of the spots where a spaceport can go aren't next to a Seiwan. I don't like that one bit. Can you? You could have a spaceport right next to a Seiwan. I'm gonna get you started on it. I know it kind of ruins our whole farm situation, and it's gonna take you quite some time, but that's okay. We're not too concerned. You shouldn't be concerned either. Everything will work out for Korea in the end, I promise you this. So, do not be alarmed. Everything is gonna work out beautifully for us. I believe you should believe as well. You know what? What if we were to send some buddies down here to our achievement spaceport and just get them to assist us? It might be considered a waste by some, but I'm down with it. Let me continue this railroad path to... We'll hit up a little French city that we've now added into the mix. You could also do with a railroad, it looks like. I don't know where we're going to send all these railroads. I'm going to send them west, probably, is the likely situation. I think it makes the most sense for us. But we shall see. We could definitely upgrade these resources in the sea and also get ganked by a privateer. That's a strong possibility as well. And that's okay. She got me. Crazy horse lady caught me off guard. It happens. I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I've had months of basically months of eating poorly because of the holidays and whatnot, and just travel, other stuff, you know, excuses. Because of excuses, I've been eating poorly for like the past, I would say, since let's say the beginning of November. And I'm turning that thing around right now. I just gotta let you know, you just gotta get started. You gotta do it one day at a time is all it takes, and that day should be today, not tomorrow. Today. That's the methodology I'm taking. And do not put off for tomorrow what could be done today. That's my lesson to you right now. I think it's a solid way to go about things, to be honest with you. Alright, we found our little Persian city. We'll give them amphibious. You should heal. You'll heal to full because of the Dead Sea. If we move you one tile down, we should be in range to fire, right? Yeah. You will be shot at by the encampment. Probably. But you've done what needs to be done. Oh, it's drone time, baby. I didn't even realize such a thing was a possibility. How could everything get so much better for Korea? The answer is drones. It's always been drones. And it always will be drones. Man, this mountain is really... It's caused us some problems along the way, but it's also given us, I don't know, I'm going to say a healthy approach on life. Why would I say that? I don't know. Just sounded good at the time. To me. Maybe not to you. That's fair. To each his own, or her own, whatever. No assumptions made here. But yeah, ooh, let's send you back to our capital. I don't know how long you've been displaced, but welcome back, my friend. Yeah, it's been too long. I've been eating like garbage. Just eating whatever I feel like eating. And now it's, you know, I'm going back on rigid control here. And I recommend it. Obviously, I should have been doing this before, but like I said, excuses exist. They're frequently made. But that doesn't stop you from here and now making very important changes in your life. And so, if you're sitting on one of those, you know what? If all it takes is somebody coming out and saying, hey man, today is the day, not tomorrow, then I hope I can be that person for you. I know it's harder than that oftentimes, but you gotta get in there, and you gotta say no excuses. That's why I said a lot of these things were just, you know, I went a couple months eating poorly. That was on me. I could have made better choices along the way, just like I could have made better choices in this game at some point, I'm sure, and been in a better position right now. Not that this position is poor, but it could be better. I feel like there's always room for improvement. My boys want to get involved in this conflict. You know, he's gonna back up because that's just that one's a bit of a mess. Now I'm worried about my friend right here. He's gonna be taking some pot shots and perhaps a cavalry hit, so he may be deceased. I thought he was larger than life, and hopefully he continues to be so. But I did put him in a dangerous predicament. And here's another spot where we could have actually built a spaceport next to a Seiwan. But we're doing that over there. We don't need to do it in every city. That would just be ridiculous and a waste of our Seiwans. So we're not going to do that. Simple as that, my dudes. Simple as that. I don't know. We'll take Tax Collector. I don't even know where you are right now, Reyna. Oh, see, Tax Collector is a decent spot in that city. It's getting us numbers, values even. It's doing it. I don't know if you guys have similar experiences with like, it seems like for me, there's long periods of like, hey, not a whole lot's going on. It's kind of same old, and then it seems like everything kind of piles on at the same time. Not like necessarily in a negative manner, just kind of out of nowhere. It could be negative for you, that's fine. Hopefully it's not, but I'm not saying it has to be one or the other. I'm just saying, in my life right now, it feels like lots of stuff happening this month specifically. Friends showing up, other things happening. Lots of good stuff. Lots of interesting things that I can't really elaborate on, unfortunately. But, hopefully the results are great. And that's what I hope for you as well. Dude, he almost lived. He got shot by like 800 people. But he is defeated now, and that's my bad. I let one of my bravest young lads be destroyed because he wanted to get up there, and he wanted to prove that he still had what it takes. So now, you know what? I gotta say, he did have what it takes. He just also got hit by a whole bunch of arrows, and I don't believe you if you think you can be hit by a whole bunch of arrows and survive regardless of what your particular circumstance is. I mean, maybe you're out there in Martian armor, built for all sorts of negative environmental effects and maybe even combat. I don't know why you would be. That's weird. If you are, can I see a picture of it? That sounds pretty awesome. But he was not prepared for the given situation. He was a brave man. And he just got in a little over his head, and that was my fault for letting him bite off more than he could chew. That's on me. I'm sad that he's gone, but you know what? We're gonna punish these boys that killed our friend. And that, as they say, is that they will be punished. So we should get you to look at some upgrades down here. We could do a mine. We could do another mine. Couple mines, that'll help out, right? Never hurt anybody, except for maybe some miners and perhaps other people indirectly associated with mining. Gotcha. You thought you could challenge me by sitting in your barbarian fort. You madman. Turns out, you cannot handle this. You cannot handle this at all. Dude, we're just repairing down here. That's all there is to do. He's still alive. Not for long. Not for much longer. So, Persia. Have you learned anything from this? That's my question for you. Because if you have, I'd like to know what it is. Because I haven't learned anything from it yet. And, I paid a lot for this lesson. So I just wanna go home with something. What are you doing? We're just running along, dropping railroads. Nothing crazy. Hey, you're coming back down, dropping railroads as well. Oh. I don't know what we want you to make. We still have room for spies, but you know what? Korea's not a spying nation, I have to say. We're a counter-spying nation. Anyone who says otherwise is a liar. I'm going to place this... I don't know where I want it. I mean, we could put it up here and maybe increase the adjacency bonus of this to some degree. We could drop a +4 commercial hub. You know what? +4 commercial hub. That seems like probably our best course of action. I'm not mad. We have a whole bunch of faith, which could be converted into like 1 or 2 decent units. So let's see. That's not the button I wanted. That's that multi-queue thing. We don't need that. What we need... We've got this high-level AT crew. What if he had a friend? Or 2 friends, even. That might be all he's ever wanted in life, and we haven't asked. Let's give him at least 1 friend. Perhaps another next turn. Artillery has friends. Tank has friends. Those are our biggest boys and best boys. So, that is fine. Okay, let's work on your flood barriers. You don't need a flood barrier. That's cool, brother. You don't need one either. Also cool. I wish my battleship could capture a barbarian camp. That would be lovely. Alas, it cannot. No, there's no peace. There is only Cyrus's defeat. Because he bit off more than he could chew, and now he's choking to death. It's not great to hear, but it's a proper recap of what's happening. I have to say. Proper recap. Let's go ahead and let's get him a buddy. I know we could have perhaps gotten a Hwacha instead. Is there still room for maybe picking up a Hwacha? How about that? It doesn't make up for our rank 4 when we lost. But it does make us feel a little better. We're gonna send this Hwacha to his death because I'm a jerk. I don't know if this cavalry will kill him. If it goes after him, it's likely to do enough damage to kill him, I would imagine. Would not surprise me. Nor should it. Nor should it. Our science production is pretty good. 561, we don't really need to be making more, but... I don't know, man, we're a one-trick pony over here. Why change up the trick when the trick works? That's my question to you. As long as the trick keeps working. Do you need to change it up? Should you change it up? I think the answer to do you need to is no, you don't need to. Should you? That's a different question entirely. One that I do not feel equipped to answer at this present junction. I'm wondering maybe you should change it up every once in a while. Even if no one knows the trick. Perhaps it's already outdated. It's hard to tell. I'm just a rambling madman right now, which is probably better than I can say on any given day.
Right now, there are
We learned about satellites. I want you to meet up with your friend over there. He's doing great work, as is. You can attack twice, you genius. Capture that city. It belongs to us. It looks like you can just capture this, so I would like you to do so. Can you fire from this vicinity? Definitely can, and I love you for it. This watch is okay. I'm glad too, because I thought I kind of positioned him in such a manner that this cavalry was likely to take him down. Alright, so he's gonna move in here to take out Halicarnassus. I think. And Persia is not going to stand the test of time. Spoiler alert. He's not getting out of this one. He's not going home to his kids. There's no turn 250 for Cyrus. There might not even be a turn 245 for Cyrus. He's not long for this world. Is the long and the short of it. He will be obliterated. What do you want over here? How about we'll fix these and we'll give you these as well eventually. For now, do what you can. I'll spend some cash money in Tarsus. Get them going. Get them started at least. Military engineer. They need help down here. The perfect person to help them would be Liang with some upgrades, but nobody got time for that. We're not doing that. It's not happening. Excuse me, sir? I don't know why you would bother to hang out on this island when we will obviously shell the crap out of you for doing so. Seems like a mistake on your part. Shh. Lautaro. Stop it with the yelling. No one needs that.
Slowly,
Ideology. Economic union goes in. 5-year plan goes in. That's just a beautiful upgrade for us, is all it is. Harald has won the aid request. That's fair. How are we looking? Military emergency's looking just fine. World's Fair continues to look glorious for us. And you can just capture this without any outside assistance, so I think you should. And then let's go ahead and gank you. Goodbye, my friend. And we take one step over. We drop a bomb on Sparta. And then you guys join up. Lovely. Looking beautiful. You're fine right here, drone. Do not place yourself in a position that would bring you any harm. You know what? Quacha, you get a buddy. You've survived all this time by your lonesome. We're gonna introduce you to what we like to call the buddy system. I saw that our our military engineer could help us in repairing that, and I will have him do so. I always forget that they can do some things like that, like repairing tiles at no cost, I believe, other than the turn time. I don't use military engineers very frequently. If you've been watching recent games, you might say I use them all the time, but not really the case overall. When you amortize all the uses, I would say, I mean, amortize is not the correct word, but it felt good to say. When you measure all of the times they've been used heavily in a couple of games, and then not at all for very many games as well. So it's like a football team that scores 60 points in one game. They might score 0 points in the next game. Unlikely if they scored 60 in one game. But, you know, all I'm saying is that
on this earth.
If you judge it off of one moment in history, you can make anything seem either outrageously good or horrible, depending on what you're looking to accomplish. That's all. You gotta go. Oh, I thought we were gonna be able to capture it, to be honest with you. He did see turn... We might be able to capture it still. He did see turn 245. I thought he wasn't going to, but he didn't make it to 246. There. You have to agree on that one. He's gone now. And good riddance, sir. Please, Firaxis. He should be able to move over there, but you do not let him. What have we done? What have we done to anger you so? That you would make these things happen to us? That you would have our people path like madmen? Or lost men? They might not be mad, they just don't know. They're directionally challenged is what I would say. It's probably the most correct way to describe it. They do not know where they're going. If they knew how to get there, they would choose certainly a better path. So you have to think that they just don't know the way. You get tripped up. Sometimes you're like, okay, this is going to be faster. I'm going to make a right here. I know that Waze is telling me that this is not the way. But I have a secret. I know that this is actually the direction I need to take. And I used the term Waze there. I've never used Waze in my life. I don't know why it was my go-to for navigation. Never have I once used Waze in my life. I just want you to know that because it's a weird reference to make when you've never used it. Could have just said my GPS or something like that. No, had to go with Waze. Doesn't make any sort of sense at all. Here's the mountain tunnel. I just didn't want to deal with that military engineer any longer, and also I don't know why just putting a mountain tunnel here amuses me. It's very not useful for us. Maybe because I've lost my mind. Dude, this volcano, stop breaking stuff. I would very much appreciate it if you would have a little respect for the environment around here. What have we done to you, sir, that you would damage us so? Because I would like to make amends. I would like us to be friends once again. I thought we were friends to begin with. That's why I built a city there. But you decided that no, that is not the case. We are not friends. We are not even comrades. You might even have us believing we're adversaries by the end of this thing. And that's obviously not where I want to live my life. Believing that we're adversaries. I couldn't go on any longer. Excuse me, sir. Just like you can go on no longer. And you might be able to go on a little longer. Let's see. Hopefully not. Ah, we almost got you. We almost got you. It was close, though. Close, but no cigar. My offer is not 10 gold to you. As much as the interface would like to have you believe that it was, that's also not my offer. Continues to not be my offer. I don't know what you guys have seen or heard, but that's not how we go about business in the Korean Empire. If you think it is, someone is lying to you. Someone is indeed lying to you, and they need to be punished. You should be able to fire from here. So she actually has the capability to defend herself. Her walls do not fall from one artillery shot, which is impressive. I'm proud of her. She's doing things. But I'm also slightly enraged. Just like a low-level enraged, not like a MMO rage timer where everyone dies at the end of it. Just some sort of mini event. That's all. Why am I building universities? Got nothing better to do. Same here. Why am I building universities? Nothing better to do. There might be better things. But a university, it does add to our ability to get things done, and that's important. Dude, communism is imminent. Can you believe it? You should be able to believe it because it's happening. If you can't believe it, I don't know what to tell you. That seems like a personal problem, and perhaps you should look at addressing it. As it's just fact and not some sort of fanciful fiction. Alright. Oh, you're taking a beating over here, Mr. Mechanized Infantry of a level 5 stature.
There may be no
I guess level 6 stature. We've gone over this in the past. It's time for communism. What are we gonna add in to the mix? How about levy in mass? How about propaganda? Let's move 5-year plan up here and then decide on our wild card. You gotta pick up collectivization. It's always a hard one for me to get out the old noodle. Rationalism we could pick up, but no, you know what? Our science is fine. Our science is fine. I know this adds up a lot, but I'm just going to reiterate. Our science is fine. That's the end all and the be all. Nothing more to it than that. Alright, we need to get you turned into a modern armor. That's 2 turns away. That's gonna happen. Alden Turing, welcome to the club. We've also picked up an artist. You are welcome as well, my friend. So, here we have it. Is there a civic related to space in some manner? I don't remember. I don't do this whole space thing very often. You would think that this thing right here that's labeled space race might be of some assistance to us. I don't think it's going to because we don't really qualify for integrated space cell. But just thematically, I'm going for space race. There's no reason to, other than its namesake, alright? That's what I want you to know. How are things going? We're at 597 science, 219 for Norway, 190 for Australia, 157 for Mapuche, and 151 for Scythia. We're at 307 culture. Australia's at 91, 115 for Mapuche, 155 for Norway, and 101 for Scythia. So we're like double values at least in both science and culture, which is a nice place to be. We're up to 1368 on the scoreboard. John Kurt is about to break the 4-digit barrier. Good for him. We have 9 turns remaining on our spaceport. We just hit our new government, so we have to learn Royal Society. So we're gonna queue that up for after the spaceport, and then it's just we're starting to pump out projects that matter to us, and that's a good place to be. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Like the video if you're enjoying it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. I'll catch you guys next time. Later.